Easy work boxing, about to hit you everywhere but under your feet with this one. This is a video for Terence Crawford. And the video is about the blatant disrespect that Terence Crawford has been getting, man. It's unbelievable. This shit is pathetic what's going on in boxing. Terence Crawford is the undisputed champ of boxing. Champion. Not a title holder. He's the undisputed champion of boxing. Something that ain't been did in almost, 12, 14 years. And the disrespect that they are giving this man, it doesn't make any sense. For one, they won't even give this man the crown as the pound for pound fighter in the world. First, they gave it to Andre Ward, in which, I had a video when I was talking about Thunderdome, which I give Andre Ward his respect, but Andre Ward had the opportunity to be undisputed and retired because he doesn't want to fight Adonis Stevenson. And Andre Ward's been running from Adonis Stevenson even in super middleweight. If you think I'm bullshitting, you go back in Box Rec, you go look and see that, yes, they were 168 pounders at the same time. And you have to wonder, why is it that Andre Ward will get all 3 belts and all he has to do is go beat Adonis Stevenson and he retires? That's a duck. That's what Floyd Mayweather did. That's what Mikey Garcia did. That's ducking. Terence Crawford ducked nobody. He went and got all belts. He's crowned the champion, but he gets no respect. Now, I will say this. If Terence Crawford was white, like Lomachenko or Triple G, he would be praised. They'll hold him up like he was God. But because he's a black fighter and he went out there and whooped ass and did what all great champions have done, he gets no credit for it. Now, recently, he got into it with a guy named, I think his name Regas Porgrade or whatever his name is, Regas something. Y'all know his name. This guy keeps calling Terence Crawford out, especially since this man had moved up to 147. For one, his fight would not happen. Terence Crawford wouldn't dare go back down to fight this guy. And I see a lot of people are saying that this would be a good fight. I've seen Regas Porgrade, I think that's how you pronounce his name, fight. He a good fighter. He's a come forward. Look like he a strong fighter. Knocked out the guy that Terence Crawford beat to get all his belts. And I guess because he's did that, now everybody think he has a chance of beating Terence Crawford. But if you go and look at that fight between Regas and Indigo, it's clearly obvious that Indigo reach is too long to have beaten Regas. His reach, the way he throws his punches wasn't right for that fight for that guy. And the way that guy fights is he comes in close and Indigo couldn't land a clean punch on him and the guy just kept dropping Indigo. And since that happened, now everybody's looking at it, well, if Regas did that to him, then what will he do to Terence Crawford? Get the fuck out of here. This is how you know that a lot of you guys don't know anything about boxing. First off, Terence Crawford has fought fighters like this boy 100 times. And I'm not saying this boy don't have no talent. He's a good fighter. He look like he's a strong fighter. But Terence Crawford would take that boy in the deep waters and he would drown his ass. He would hit that boy so many times he wouldn't know what happened. The boy comes in with his head down the whole goddamn fight. That ain't gonna work against a mover who can throw short punches, uppercuts as good as Terence Crawford. Indigo can't do that, but Terence Crawford can. So anybody who thinking this boy has a chance of beating Terence Crawford, you fucking crazy. The boy gonna get his ass whooped. And if I was Terence Crawford, I'd pay him no mind, no attention. Now that Terence is moving up to 147, everybody, because they know who really the head honcho at boxing is, everybody keeps talking about fighting Terence Crawford, Errol Spence, You know, everybody wanted to see him fight Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, and all that. And for some reason, people who don't know anything about boxing keep saying that Errol Spence is going to be the challenge for Terence Crawford. Errol Spence will get his ass whooped by Terence Crawford. Errol Spence will move around the ring so much on Terence Crawford's ass. Errol Spence won't know where he at by the time that fight over with. He gonna box and beat the shit out that boy easily. For one, like I said, Errol Spence cannot move or cannot fight backing up. That's obvious. No head movement. All he does is come forward. And we seen what Terence Crawford can do against a fighter that comes forward. You seen what he did against Victor Postol. Moved around, outboxed him, beat him clearly all night. And that's exactly what he will do against Errol Spence. Sean Porter will be the same way. Now, the only thing it'll be a rough and more rugged fight with Sean Porter because Sean Porter comes at you like a football player. And he can box a little bit too, but, you know, he going to come at you rough and rugged, throwing punches from every angle, body shots and all. So I see Sean Porter being a more problem fight for Terence Crawford than Errol Spence. But the fight that will make the headlines, that will be a good fight, is Terence Crawford versus Keith Thurman. And anybody who knows boxing knows that's the head fight at 147. It's not Errol Spence. For one, they both move around the ring. Keith Thurman can box. I'm not saying Keith Thurman can box as well as Terence Crawford. And y'all know I'm a Keith Thurman fan. Now, that's my boy. But you know, I said ain't no bias talking here. I'm going to talk about how I see it. That will be a good fight. That's the 50-50 fight. Because the power of Keith Thurman is the equalizer in that fight. The skills of Terence Crawford is the equalizer of that fight. I can't say the power of Terence Crawford because we haven't seen Terence Crawford power, how he'll adjust to 147. But I will say his skills will make that fight a 50-50. That is the fight that people need to be worried about. That's the fight that people need to be wanting to see at 147, not Errol Spence. It's just sickening to me on the fact that this man's the undisputed champ and he's getting no credit. Terence Crawford should be the pound for pound fighter right now. Period. Hands down. They got everybody coming at him. And even he's been saying things about this. You know, like, why is he not getting his respect? Why are they putting people in front of him? Lomachenko, pound for pound, #1, when he only got, 14 fights, lost 1, but he the man right now. I don't understand that. And it's just not, it's a shame what's going on with boxing. Then he has a bullshit promoter like Bob Arum who won't put him on a level where he's supposed to be. You know, Terence Crawford should be on the level of Floyd Mayweather right now with his fighting ability and him being an undisputed champion, not a regular title holder, undisputed. He should be on buses, milk cartons, everywhere. You know, like I said with Deontay Wilder, he should be going to schools. They're not promoting him the way that they should promote Terence Crawford. And he's the head honcho out there right now. And it was something else I was just going to say about Terence Crawford. And I can't come to it right now. But I think Terence Crawford should leave Bob Arum and he should move and go to I really think he should go to sign with Eddie Hearn. Because Eddie Hearn getting you that real money, and Eddie Hearn ain't trying to have nobody sitting on the shelf on his stable. A lot of people would say Al Haman to make the fights that's available because everybody's with Al Haman, but Al Haman is a businessman, like I say, and Al Haman gonna have Terence Crawford sitting on the shelf until he ready to promote a fight for him. You know, and that's crazy to me. They shouldn't do that. He should not go to Al Haman. He should go to Eddie Hearn like Danny Jacobs did and go and get them M's. You know, and I just had to get on here and make this video because it's horrible what they're doing to Terence Crawford. You know, Terence Crawford is the man. He should be at the top. He the head honcho. He the pound for pound guy. And they just need to cut it out. I just don't like what they're doing to him. he a spectacular fighter. He great offense, can move around the ring well. You know, good ring IQ, good defense, a good chin. But the man gets no credit. It just it's a shame what they doing to him. You know, but I just had to get on here and make that comment, make my statement about what they're doing to Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford should be pound for pound #1 fighter in the world. No ifs, ands, or buts. To discredit this man because some guy knocked out the guy who he got all his belts from is ridiculous. You hearing it all over YouTube that because this guy knocked out Indigo that will he beat Terence Crawford? No, he will not beat Terence Crawford. Regas will get his ass whooped and destroyed, just like any other fighter that we've seen Terence Crawford go up against. But now that, like I said, at 147, the fight to see is not Errol Spence with Terence Crawford. It is Keith Thurman. That's the fight that everybody should be waiting on. That's the fight of any fight if they were to put on pay-per-view, that would be the fight worth buying. And, you know, I just had to get on here and say that. So, you know, it's easy work boxing. Thank you, like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for your time. I'm out.